want you to pay attention to this, y'all. Wack got his homies. You hear me? He got his homies selling the merch at Blueface's concerts, at the shows. You know who's controlling that money, right? There's no way that I wouldn't be having my homies selling my merch at my concert. Wack got that. Pay attention. This how you know Wack knows Blueface isn't that smart financially. This is a fact. He knows Blueface is not financially smart. He's getting money from Blueface's shows. He's getting money for selling the merch at Blueface's shows. He's getting money off of everything Blueface is doing out there. And Blueface don't even understand the shit. He just know that he go party. That's his words out of his mouth. I just go party. And then Wack break him off a piece of the money. Yeah, Wack, your homies wouldn't be selling no damn merch at my show, bro. At all. I'm going to have my homies selling that shit. He run around talking about he got the schoolyards with him. Why the schoolyards ain't selling it? You hear me? If, you supposed to be that nigga, the schoolyards are supposed to be selling your merch. Your homies, they should have the table set up out there pumping your shit. Not Wack's homies. That don't even make no sense. Just being real. Wack got his homies doing everything, and all Blueface know is I go party. I get paid to go party. So if you don't have any insight on the finances, you know damn well Wack is tearing him up. You know that. Academics called it out, and Ack just fell back on the shit. But he called it out when he said Blueface has signed the Wack's management company, and Blueface has signed the Wack's label. Double dipping hard body. Wack is controlling all of Blueface's finances, but giving him a piece of his money. Negative. There's no way. There's no way. Straight up. There's no way. And then Blueface say, I wouldn't know what to do without Wack. Y'all know why he says that? Because Wack doesn't allow him to be able to understand the business. This is why he says this. I wouldn't know what to do without Wack. Because when it comes to the business part, Wack doesn't allow him to know anything. Doesn't allow him to interact with the business. He say, I'm the manager. I handle everything. Don't worry about it. And Blueface goes for it. You hear me? Blueface go for it. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, I'm very observant. I can see this shit. But Blueface can't because he's not that smart at all. And I'm just being real. Blueface isn't smart at all. Not one bit. Yeah. I'm going to sit here and let all your homies sell the merch at my venue that I'm performing at. And I'm going to let you be the manager. You be the label. Listen to that. The manager, the label, and the guy that's selling the merch. So, of course, Wack says, I'm the one that puts it all together. Of course you would be the one that put it all together if you getting paid on all streams of the revenue. And all Blueface is getting is a percentage of the show. Yeah, so of course. you would set it all up. Why wouldn't you? You getting paid on multiple different streams of income from what he's doing. Blueface is the artist, but doesn't know anything about the business. That shit wild, you know? But, you know, it's been like that forever. You know, the artists, they don't understand the business. And you got some niggas that do. That's why you see them running their company. You see certain artists that be independent, running their company, even if they with, you know, certain labels, you know, they might got a JV deal with the label. 50-50. Them niggas that want that big advance, they don't know what the fuck going on. They can go ahead and handle them any type of way. They want the big advance. And they give them the big advance knowing they're going to go mess it up. And all you going to think about is you got this bag. Man, listen, in life, you got to pay attention to your business. If you don't pay attention to your business, somebody else will for you. And when you got somebody else paying attention to your business, they're going to be taking advantage of you. This is how it works in all walks of life. You know, so Blueface over there getting handled by Wack. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? This is a fact. When he said that, I said, oh, man, that niggas, man, I wouldn't know what to do without Wack. I just go and party. Yeah, I love it. Hold up, nigga. I got to know what's coming in, when. I like to tally ho. You hear me? That's just me. And I've been like that since from the street. You know what I mean? I like to tally ho. I'll be adding my shit up all the way down the line. All right, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. This going to come in this day. I got that. All right, I'm owed this. I'm owed that. That's the shit I be on. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't on that. And I clearly see Blueface, he's not on that type time. He ain't paying attention to what's here, there, and there. All he know is, I'm going to just go do the show. That's it. Nigga, you got to be kidding me. But Wack is doing that with Blueface's money. Straight up. Yeah, I'm a billing for this. I'm a billing for that. I'm a billing for this. Wack is billing Blueface for shit that he's keeping the money for, but acting like the money's going somewhere else. Straight up. R&B is getting paid off of Blueface. Wack is getting paid off Blueface. And I'm going to tell you this, right? If you pay attention, when Wack was so-called doing the reality show that he set up so-called for Blueface, right? He brought R&B and gave her a job. Like, he just gave her a job and Blueface had to pay her. She was the nurse or something, attending to the girls out there, right? So what Wack do is, see Blueface got all these girls and shit, right? Yo, you gonna need a nurse. You gonna need somebody to take care of the girls and shit. I got R&B. Yeah, we gonna bring R&B. Let her do it. So we ain't gotta bring nobody else in. Blueface so slow. He just like, all right, yeah. Now, Wack makes up his own number. Wack tells Blueface what the value of R&B is. Yeah, this we gonna pay her this. Blueface is like, all right, cool. Yeah. So Wack is tally-hoing, adding up off of Blueface from his girl and him. Straight up. Shit wild. And I'm hearing Wack act like R&B is his manager. Right? It's just crazy. So we all know that all of his income is basically coming from Blueface and his shows and whatever he got going on. So when I think about him acting like R&B is his manager, right? Blueface is paying 2 managers. Shit wild. You hear me? Blueface paying 2 managers. Wack and R&B. He don't know what's going on. All he know is he go do a show. That shit is wild. You don't know what's going on. Wack charging you up. If Blueface was to do an audit on Wack, he'd probably go somewhere and cry. Straight up. If that boy was to do an audit on Wack, he would fall apart. Sick. And see what Wack was doing, he would really see that Wack ain't his homie. It was shocking. Damn, man, I thought this was my guy. Nah, nigga. That ain't your homie. Wack ain't your homie, nigga. Oh, you thought Wack was your homie. No, nigga. You Wack's cash cow. Straight up. You the cash cow. It's how I make my money. Wack ain't got no talent. His hustle is hustling people. Straight up. That's his hustle. Hustling people. If you got something going on, he gonna manipulate you. Act like he can do this for you, that for you. He got this relationship, that relationship. And then manipulate you, tear you up. And you sick. Lord. Damn. Yeah, it's gonna come out later. Y'all know I've been spot on with the shit I've been saying. It's gonna come out later about Blueface and Wack. They're gonna fall apart one day. You know, Game, woke up after Wack tore him up for so many years. Yeah, Game woke up. Hold up. Now, and let's just be real, right? If Wack was so that good of a manager, why would Game go get another manager? Come on, man. Like, can we be real? If Wicked100 was that good of a manager, why would Game go have to get another manager? He would have Wack. He already has a relationship with him. They already know the business together. Why would he go get another manager? Just being real. But this is what happened though. When you deal with Wack. And I'm sure, right? Just being real, I'm sure Game doesn't want to come out and tell everybody that Wack robbed him. I'm sure he doesn't want to come out and tell. He doesn't want to come out and say that to the world. Not Big Game, not the big 6'5" nigga. Not the 6'5" blood. You hear me? Let this dude that's 5'3" rob him. I know he don't want to come out and tell niggas that. Shit crazy. Big 6'5" nigga. You let this little nigga that you call Scrappy do rob you. Put you in situation. Tell you don't go to court for this civil suit. And then you get a judgment. He telling you, yo, I'm going to give you a dentist note. Yeah, my dentist going to clear this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my dentist gonna clear this. Yeah, we good, nigga. I'm plugged in. Yeah. Don't even go to court. You had a dentist appointment, nigga. You good. Trust me. Yeah, Wack think he know. But I'm sure, Game wouldn't want to come out and, tell people, the truth. I can see the truth. It's like The shit that Wack is doing, it's self-explanatory. It's right in front of us. It ain't even like he hiding it. But to the mind of some, they don't see it. Yeah, but to the mind of the ones that do, we know what it is. Like, oh man, that boy tearing niggas up. Straight up. He tearing them up. Shit getting real. You know? Yeah, Wack divorce is on and popping. On and popping. You know? And he going after his wife for spousal support. That lets you know. You know what I'm saying? He going after his wife for spousal support. That lets you know. Yeah. Usually, you know, it'd be the woman going for spousal support. But he jumped straight on it. And fuck that. I'm gonna get her. Because he don't really got it like that, man. Yeah, he don't got it like that. Whatever he do got, it ain't what he portrays it to be. Not at all. You can see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Lying to everybody. Mr. $200 million nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, $200 million nigga. Negative. You know? $200 million. You doing a lot of monitoring Blueface's money. You know what I'm saying? You doing a lot of that. You know, that's his whole lifestyle, is monitoring Blueface's money as his own. Yeah. Blueface getting a percentage. And straight up. It's supposed to be Wack getting a percentage. I feel like Blueface is getting a percentage. Yeah, Wack is breaking this nigga off. Yeah, Wack supposed to get a percentage, whatever it is. I think Wack got that shit designed where it's like, it looked like Wack is getting a percentage, but everything tied to Wack got to be paid too. So Blueface is only getting a percentage. You know, Wack getting to tell a nigga, we got to pay this, we got to pay that. And everything he's saying is tied to him. Oh, what we got to pay? Yeah, we got to pay this. We got to pay that, and that. Damn. Yeah, man, we got to make sure everything get paid. You know? And everything is tied to Wack. That shit's crazy. I can already see the shit. Blueface don't got a clue. He just like, yeah, all right. Then you know Wack probably come back. Yo, you know we got a show tomorrow. Got a show next week though. We got that shit coming up. I can already see Wack be, you know, Blueface might want to question him about something, but Wack telling yo, man, we got this coming up, man. We're gonna take care of everything. Shit, we both, ain't? Did not say what I was gonna do, what I was gonna do, right? Did not make sure. Man, you know, you got to manage like me, nigga. You ain't got to do nothing. You eating, ain't you? You getting money, right? Blueface, yeah, you right, yeah. Yeah. Carlissa be so worried about everything else. If she was worried about Wack doing what he's doing to Blueface, they might break something out the seal that Wack got hidden in the ducky. Damn, hold on. God damn. Yeah. Hey, listen. Y'all see how happy Wack is since Blueface got out. That nigga couldn't wait. That nigga fixing his backyard, fixing his motorcycle. Why you ain't been fixing your motorcycle, nigga? $200 million you had a while ago. You ain't fixed your motorcycle? This nigga start fixing his house, fixing his motorcycle. He fixing everything since Blueface got out. This shit should have been fixed. Fuck is you talking about? He online. Man, yeah. Yup, I just got Sporty Face and Hefe next. I'm fixing my motorcycle. What? Why you ain't been fixing your damn motorcycle? Fuck you, what? Why you so excited to fix your motorcycle now? Nigga, you got $200 million. Fuck are you talking about fixing your motorcycle? Why don't you got a brand new motorcycle? Let's just say it like that. Why didn't you get a custom bike? Huh? Blueface came home and you getting money off of him, taking advantage of him. Now you want to start trying to play catch up. You fixing shit. You doing this. You doing that. Like, you can see the shit. And, you know, he's so slow. He tell you the shit. Just being real. But he expects, you know, the average person to not understand it, but just to hear it. Yeah, Wack doing good, man. He fixing the backyard. Yeah, he did this. He did that. Hey, listen. Why all of a sudden, Blueface home, you want to show us the backyard? You want to party in the backyard? Huh? Why? All of a sudden now, you wasn't trying to show us the backyard before, and you wasn't partying out there with R&B, and you wasn't taking R&B to the Chanel store. You wasn't doing none of that shit. Now Blueface home, you partying, R&B at the Chanel store. It's a lot going on now. Nigga, because that is your only source of income, nigga. That's gonna give you the ability to do that. Doing Vlad interviews in the Wack and Adam show ain't gonna have you going to the Chanel store, fixing your backyard and the motorcycle. It ain't gonna have you doing that. The money you getting off Blueface gives you the ability to do that. If we being real. So of course, you know, but we see this over here. Yeah, we see it. It's some people that might be confused about it and they don't see it, but we see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because nigga, this shit should have been done. You know? Should have been done. Yeah. Now you just starting because you need Blueface. But, you know, maybe later in the future, Blueface will wake up and be able to see, damn, that nigga been taking advantage of me for a long time. But, you know, ain't going to be nothing he can do but do the same exact thing Game did. Cut ties. It's nothing he can do. Just do the same thing Game did. All right. See, what happened with Game, right? He got out there and started looking at shit for himself. Yeah, he started, oh, shit. Oh, man. Nigga lose his house, right? You lose your house. You got judgment. You start seeing shit. Hold up, man. Oh, man. What the fuck I got this manager for? Now I got the wrong manager. Niggas start seeing shit. Blueface ain't see that yet. When Blueface start taking, you know, more and more L's, that's when, yo, hold up. But then it's probably gonna be too late for him. When Blueface start noticing, Wack will run your ship underwater. Straight sink your shit. That's what he do. Yeah. See, the type of guy that's gonna pop a hole in the boat if you try to sail off on your own. That's what type dude he is. Yeah, he gonna pop a hole in your boat and then still act like we homies. Now, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I couldn't do it. You know, I think, you know, Game keeps some type of cordial relationship with Wack because he got something on Game. I think that. But I don't think Game rock with him. Matter of fact, I know he don't rock with him like that. I think keep some type of little bit of cordial relationship with him because he got something on him. But he don't rock with him like that. And y'all remember when Wack called me and I told him, nigga, game don't rock with you like that. Yeah, them niggas, that nigga, he be like fabricating about the people that he got relationships with because he know these people, and from our understanding, right? Wack is the type of dude that begs to get around these people and then get cocky when he gets to know them. You know what I'm saying? From what we understand about him trying to get around Suge Knight, Reggie Wright, and the Death Row shit, he begs to get around these people, but once he gets around them, he stick his chest out and act cocky. And that right there brings me to the point where why Wack knows other people will do that. This why he knows Sporty Face. He said, I be telling you, Adam, you get these guys all this room and you look out for them and you put them on and then they act like they did it themselves. Because it's the same thing he do. You know what I'm saying? That nigga get around, beg to get around these people, to get, in the light, and then he act like, man, I did it all myself. Shit, on Paru. Nah, nigga, you beg to be around Suge Knight. You outside watching the car while the nigga in the club. You making sure the tires pumped up. You did all the little flunky shit. And then, as soon as you got the opportunity, you act like you was the it. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of dude he is. But you gotta watch these dudes, man. You gotta really like be mindful, and watch them type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because they portray to be something that they not, and you can see like Wack needs Adam because he loves to, have that platform to be able to manipulate the content and lie on people. But if he falls out with any of them people, Adam, Vlad, or academics, he's going to do the exact same thing that he tried to do with Aiden Ross. But what I am going to say is, see, he wasn't successful at trying to do what he likes to do to people with Aiden Ross because Aiden Ross has a lot more money and he doesn't need Wack, and Wack never got that close to him to know all the personal business. Now, I'm going to say this. With Adam 22, I feel like, Wack knows a little more. I feel like academics, Wack knows a little more. But with Vlad, I don't think so. You hear me? I don't feel like that with Vlad. I feel like with Vlad has a podcast relationship with Wack where they do interviews, he pay them, and that's it. They might be out sometimes and see each other places, but I really feel like Vlad is a lot smarter dealing with Wack than Adam and academics. I really feel like that. I feel like, academics is trying to be, cautious, but I just feel like he already let him too close to him. So, Wack is fishing. And then Act had a couple situations and, Wack act like he was protecting him and he wouldn't speak about his brother. And I just, I'm just saying, watching a snake, you just watch Wack and you'll see the detail. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, when you watch Wack, you will see a snake and then you can understand it. Just pay attention to him. Everything about him is snakish. So it's like, honestly, he's giving everybody the game of how a snake operates. If you watch him, it's like everything he does, he's giving you all the game of a snake. You ain't got to go look nowhere else You ain't got to be, speculating about how snakes operate. Just watching. It's like, okay, that's what snakes do. All you got to do is watch the nigga. He gives you all the game of a snake, in and out, like everything. I understand this shit, so I break it down, for us over here. And, the people that share the content, I appreciate y'all. If you haven't hit the like button yet and you just came in the building, smash that like button, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and share this live. Like, I'm breaking down because he's putting this shit out here. So it's like, I can see it clear. You know what I mean? He can't deceive me. I see this shit clear. Like, no. And, understanding that, these type of people are everywhere on different levels of life. It's just, he's public with it. And everybody knows that he's in the, entertainment, around people in the industry and shit like that. So it's like, it gives you the ability to like see it directly. You know what I mean? Yeah. This why Wack can't go in to those labels. Wack can only mess with the lower level people that's doing shit. Wack can't go into no major label and talk no shit. They not hearing it because he's already had opportunity and he showed his hand. The same exact way that he showed his hand with Aiden Ross, he showed his hand with them other labels. I can guarantee you that. The same exact way. Aiden gave Wack, an opportunity to get next to him. Instantly, he tried to play, go online. And y'all know when Wack was trying to talk about Aiden and say shit about him, he was like happy. When he went on there, yeah. Like it was like he was smiling because that's what he loves to do. Right? But it backfired. Nigga, you ain't get no paper. None of that. You know what I'm saying? And we know why Wack didn't want Blueface to talk to Aiden. We know that. We know that, right? If you don't know, I can bet. I'm willing to bet that Wack had a separate contract with Aiden Ross, right? That was more money than Blueface was expecting. And I really think Aiden Ross knew this. Yeah, I think Aiden Ross knew this. I think Wack had a separate contract with Aiden Ross, but then presented Blueface with a contract for $350, right? And told Aiden Ross, our contract is confidential. This is the contract that I'm presenting to Blueface. I got a contract with you, and I'm gonna have a contract with him. Because there's no way, if it was direct, straight up business, that Wack would have not allowed Blueface to talk to Aiden. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been like, why wouldn't you let him talk to Aiden to clear this shit up? He was willing to risk all the money to not let Blueface talk to Aiden so that they can clear it up and tell him what, he felt he should do to try to get this right. He was willing to risk it all. Nah, you ain't talking to my artist. Nah, hold up. He don't want Aiden to say the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't want Aiden to say the wrong thing. And I see that. Aiden might have been like, yeah, we got the contract for $425, right? And Wack like, oh, chill. Got the contract for what? Blueface thinking the contract for $350 and he giving Wack 20%. So Wack getting a straight bag over here and percentage out of Blueface money. I already see the type of dude he is. Straight up, Wack ain't doing no straight business. It's always, I'm going to max it out. Yeah, I'm going to max it all the way out. If I can get a little extra on here, I'm going to get extra. If I can do this, I'm going to do this. And you can see the shit, though. You know what I mean? But Blueface don't got no understanding. All he says is, I'm just going to party. Yeah, Wack tell me, yo, I'm going to get this fight for you. Like, hold up. How do you not know your business, though? That's some wild shit to me. How do you not know your business? Nigga, I got to know my business. Yeah, even if you say, all right, you want Wack to run the business, cool. Let the nigga run the business. It's all good, right? But still know your business. And this where Wack get the ability to take advantage of Blueface. Because he's letting Wack run the business and then he don't even know the business. That whenever you do that in life, just expect to get screwed over. That's a fact. You don't know the business and you letting the nigga run the business. So it's really like he don't have to tell you the truth because you don't know the business. The man can tell you whatever he want to tell you because you don't know what to expect to hear. The nigga can tell you he getting this, but he really getting this. So when I sit there and think about this shit, right? More and more, right? When it comes to Blueface on the tour, right? I can guarantee you that Wack is getting more off of each show than he's telling Blueface. I guarantee you that. Yeah. And then turning around and charging Blueface a percentage. That's when it get ill. You telling Blueface that he's getting paid this amount for the show and you taking a percentage, but the show's really paying this amount. So you getting paid this here off top, and now you breaking down your percentage out of this. Straight snake shit. I guarantee you that. I feel like when it comes to the bull, right? Everything that, you know, he's dealing with people with certain things and contracts, he's taking and having a contract directly with the people, but making a separate contract for whoever he's dealing with. Because he's a professional middleman. You know? So it's like he's going to make money multiple ways off of one situation. The same way with Blueface being signed to Wack's management and Wack's label. Come on, man. God damn. The same way. So, like, Blueface don't know no better, though. He's not no smart dude. He's not no smart dude. Straight up. Dude is a schoolyard crip. Yeah. On schoolyard. That got all these tattoos all over his face. That nigga ain't no smart dude. He don't know what the hell Wack is doing or talking about. All he know is we got a show. So I see it. You know, shout out to everybody that rock with the channel. I know y'all see it. You hear me? I know y'all see it. You know, as I break this shit down. And Wack, we know you be watching. I know you hate that I break this shit down. Yeah, I know you hate it, Wack. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit. If Wack was to say something about us, this the shit I'ma talk about. He don't want that. You know that, right? That nigga don't want that. If he say something slick about us, right? I'ma talk about this kind of shit. He don't want that. Yeah, you say whatever you want about me. I'ma start talking about Blueface's finances. I'ma start talking about how you taking advantage of it. That nigga don't want me to get loud with that kind of shit, man. So of course he wouldn't say nothing about me. You know, you got other niggas that talk about whatever they talk about to try to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna talk about this. And it's gonna mess him up. Nigga sick. Now it's gonna make Blueface have to listen to what I'm saying. Now he gotta listen. Hey, why getting this? Why getting that? I guarantee you if Blueface was to ask one of those people that he's doing the show for, whoever owned the venue, how much you pay for this show? I guarantee you it would be more than he thought he was getting paid. And Wack taking a percentage. Straight up. That's like dirty. That's why you don't need no nigga like Wack. Wack gonna act like he your friend, but at the same time, he trying to tear you a new asshole. You know? But Blueface ain't that smart to see it. So, you know, he's going to get that treatment. His mom, Carlissa, she's so focused on trying to be young again, she don't see it. You know? She should be trying to see what the hell going on. What the hell going on? You know, because she think Wack is the end-all, be-all. You know what I'm saying? Carlissa think Wack. Yeah, Wack, man, ain't nobody scared of Wack. Yeah. Niggas in the industry know Wack manipulate, nigga. You know what I mean? Straight up. And another thing for people to pay attention to, right? Pay attention to this with people like Blueface, Carlissa, Wack. Pay attention. These people, right? They get attention. Now I'm going to say it like this, right? And I'm going to give an example, right? Pay attention to Wack, Blueface, Carlissa, and then look at Gilly and Wallow, right? Just to give you a clear understanding about this shit, right? Pay attention to Wack, Blueface, Carlissa, and then look at Gilly and Wallow. All of these people, right? They got light on the internet and people talk about them, right? Look at Carlissa, Blueface, and Wack, and then look at Wallow and Gilly. Wallow and Gilly signed a $100 million deal. $50 million apiece, right? They doing it. Getting to the bag, doing real business. Look at Wack, Carlissa, and Blueface. They look like bozos. Straight up. That's all they look like. They got issue after issue after issue after issue. Liens. They got court cases. They got lists. Just look at them. They got legal trouble out the ass. They look at Gilly and Wallow. They doing business. Come on, man. You like really gotta look at this shit. It's like right there.